how to use Libby, the mobile platform for OverDrive's ebook and e-audiobook collections for libraries. This tutorial uses the website www.libbyapp.com in a web browser, which you can do, but it's identical to the Libby apps you can download from the app stores for mobile Android and iOS devices, like the iPhone and iPad. The Libby app on your mobile device will look more compact, but the prompts are the same. If you want more help than this tutorial on installing and using Libby and OverDrive, go to help.overdrive.com, which looks like this. Click on what you're using and either type in or select what you want help with. If you want to use OverDrive on a computer, generally you'd go to clevenet.overdrive.com, which looks like this. The layout is different than libbyapp.com, but the way it works is the same. Just follow the prompts. In the meantime, we will be using libbyapp.com. Once you open the Libby app, it'll ask you if you have a library card. You should. So, click on Yes, I have a library card. Libby then gives you several ways it can help you find your library. Although sometimes guess your library using your location works, many times it doesn't guess correctly. So instead, I suggest clicking Search for a Library and typing your zip code. Recover Your Data is another option to choose from if you already use Libby to keep your data in sync. Clicking that will give you further instructions. I'm going to click on Search for a Library and type in 44095 as my zip code. Willoughby-Eastlake Public Library is part of Clevenet, so I'm going to click on that first result. Click Sign in with my card. This is where you would enter your card number. Once you've typed in your library card number, click on Next. Now you would type in your PIN. Once you've typed in your PIN, click on Sign in. Okay, you're signed in. You'll be able to see Clevenet's ebooks and e-audiobooks, plus additional titles exclusive to Willoughby-Eastlake Public Library. I'm going to scroll down and click Next. You'll see a screen that says, if you prefer to read with Kindle, we can open books directly to your Kindle device or Kindle app. If you want to do that, click Yes, I read with Kindle. Otherwise, to read with the Libby app itself, click Skip. At the bottom of the screen, you'll see a series of buttons. The magnifying glass is Search, so let's start there. You'll be taken to the search screen with a bar at the top you can type anything into. I'll type in James Patterson, and since he's an author, I'll click on that. If I want to show only books or only audiobooks, I can click either one of these buttons. I'll click Audiobooks. Anything you see that says Place Hold on it, like this first result, means someone else currently has it checked out, just like a physical copy, and you can only place a hold on it for now. If you click that button and then place hold again, you can be notified when that title is available for checkout. I'm going to go back. If you see Borrow on a title, that means it's available right now, like this title in the middle. You can either click on Borrow or click on the description to see more about the title. Then click Borrow from here. You can shorten the checkout time from 21 days to something shorter by clicking on that, but since you can return titles early if you really want to, most people don't bother. I'm going to go back and just hit Borrow. Now you can either click Open Audiobook to listen to it now, Keep Browsing, or Go to Shelf. I'm going to click on that. The shelf, which is also accessible by clicking the icon on the bottom that looks like a stack of books, shows you everything you have checked out right now. You can open audiobooks and ebooks from here, but can also click Manage Loan if you want to return the title early. Otherwise, titles return themselves at the end of the lending period, so you will never get late fees. Nearing the end of your lending period, you may be given the option to renew the title provided no one else has it on hold. You do this from Manage Loan as well. I'm going to go back. If you open the audiobook, you'll be given the option to press the play button, scroll through the timeline, or go backward or forward 15 seconds. On the top right are buttons to adjust the playback speed, a sleep timer to pause playback after a certain amount of time, see your bookmarks, and add a bookmark. On the top left is a back button. Let's click that. On the bottom, to the right of the search button, is a button that looks like the building. That shows you your library's collection. The top left button with the horizontal lines going down are filters you can choose that narrow down the titles you see, like subject, romance, mystery, etc., format, books, audiobooks, magazines, and read-alongs, availability. Clicking on Available Now is useful since it shows you only titles that can be checked out without holds right now, a method to sort by various ways, audience, language, and what you'd like to read with. EPUB is the default to read in the Libby app itself. You can also reset the filters or cancel. On the top right, you'll see a green button to show the number of titles that fit your chosen filters. Let's go back and look at the other buttons. The middle one with the lines adjusts your settings. You can add cards from other libraries, choose the events you'd like to be notified about notifications, like holds, when titles are expiring, or when new titles are added to the collection. Accessibility lets you adjust the look and feel of the app to suit your needs. There's other settings here too, and they're pretty self-explanatory. Feel free to explore. Remember that you can always access help and search for anything you need help with by either scrolling down to the bottom of this page or by going to help.overdrive.com. The next button over is your shelf, showing you what you've checked out, which we've already talked about. The last button is for tags, or keywords you've assigned to books. Click the Show Me How button for instructions on how to add tags. So, that's your library's ebook and e-audiobook collection in Libby. Let's apply what we've learned to checking out an ebook. Click on the search button. Let's go to the search bar and type in Nora Roberts and click on the author name. Click on Books to filter to just books rather than audiobooks. I see that a lot of these books say place hold, which I could do if I wanted to read them once they were back at the library and be emailed about it, but I want to read something right now. So I'm going to click on the filter button and Available Now. Let's say I felt like reading a particular subject, like suspense. So I'll click on that too. English is the only language option right now, so I don't have to worry about that. Lastly, under Read Width, one of the options is EPUB, which again is the standard format for the Libby app, including reading it online, so normally you'd choose that, including if you had a Kindle Fire with a color screen, since it's essentially an Android tablet. But what if I had a Kindle with a black and white screen, like the Paperwhite? The process is a little different. I'll click on Kindle, then click on the green button that shows how many titles fit the filters we set. I'm going to click on Borrow. And Borrow again. And Read with Kindle. I'm then bounced over to Amazon's website, where I'm asked to sign into my Amazon account if I'm not already. So let's do that. I then see an Amazon page with a yellow button saying Get Library Book. Click that, and you'll see the message, Your digital library book will be delivered to the next time your Kindle for Web syncs. If you would like to manage your digital titles, go to Manage Your Content and Devices. Feel free to click that link if you want. From here, you can also deliver to a specific Kindle, sync your Kindle via Wi-Fi to make it show up, remove it from that device, return this book, or under More Actions, do things like download and transfer via USB to a very old Kindle that requires it. Of course, you can always read through Kindle for Web or the Kindle app. Some books, however, say this title is unavailable for download and transfer. If that's the case, then you won't be able to do that. So that's Libby by OverDrive. Remember, if you need more help or specific troubleshooting, feel free to go to help.overdrive.com, click on Libby Help, and you'll eventually get the screen where you can search help articles on the top if you're getting a specific error, or choose a help category.